Hey, welcome back guys. So it's the first in the series. Gonna give you some kind of beginners hints, tips, guys and stuff like that. So we're gonna start by looking at the tier 6 cruisers. Why the tier 6 cruisers? Well, you probably played your way through tiers 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Kind of got a feel for it. The most common two lines that people go up first are either cruisers or battleships, and normally they're either the Japanese Navy, the US Navy, the German Navy, or the British Navy. Okay, the Royal Navy. Sorry, I'll be hung, drawn, and quartered for using terms like that. Anyway, I'm going to go through a couple of things. Try and give you a flavour for each nation. It's not 100%, like I said, this is me. Anything can go wrong. But let's just make a couple of quick things. First of all, and this goes for all crew retrain, okay? Tip number 1, okay? When you come to move your captain into your brand new pretty ship, so I'm going to put a captain in my Oba. I haven't got a captain for my Oba at the minute, as we can see. There's no captain that is trained in the Oba at the minute. But I want to move a captain into my Oba. So let's have a look. Do we have a captain we want to move in that is trained in another ship? No. But we've got plenty of captains here. We can use one of these guys. So let's take this guy. He's technically the key captain, but obviously doesn't matter. We can use him anywhere. So we're going to move him in. So the first thing that comes up is your confirmation screen. So yes, we do want to assign him to the Oba. The next screen that will come up is our retrain. So we can retrain for free. Basically, you have to grind 25,000 Commander XP in order to be able to unlock those 10 points that he can do. Can take a bit of time though. You know, 2, 3, 4 games. And that puts you at a big handicap, especially at tier 6. So, you know, previous tiers wasn't too much of a problem. You can deal with it. This tier, though, you're starting to meet some of the bigger ships, and any crew skills that you have ground out previously are more important to you. So, doubloons is probably at a premium. 500 doubloons is 4 quid. Yes, it's achievable. And, you know, you might want to buy it. But there is a cheaper, more effective way. This is this way. So, Naval Academy, you train them for 50%. It's 200,000 coin. It's a lot, but it's not. And as it says, you know, start retraining for 200,000. Yes. So he is now half trained. However, you'll note down here, we have something called Elite Commander XP. Now, as you've been playing the game, ranking your account up, all this kind of good stuff, you'll have been building a pot of Elite Commander XP. Make use of it. 12,500, you click the plus square here to retrain this commander to 100% now on this ship. That's your amount before. This is your amount after. Complete retrain for 12,500. Boom. We have a 100% commander with 10 skill points already opened on him, and all it cost us was 200,000 credits and 12,500 Elite Commander XP. That will change depending on if he's already got skills attached to him and things like that. It might be a little bit more, might be less. Probably be a little bit more, but don't worry about it. It's not a problem. So now we're on the important side. Skills. What do all these skills do? So you've got them, they've neatly been aligned in 4 rows. These ones will boost the endurance of your ship. So what does that mean? Okay, that means that we're going to get quicker reload on our consumables, quicker repair, less fire, more hit points with one of the skills. Everything that will keep you in the fight longer. Sounds great. However, don't rush and spend all your points yet. Attack. Everything to do with attack. What makes my ship attack better? You know, how quickly you can export loader, how quickly you can change between your HE and AP shells. 50% can be a huge reduction. So if you're in a, say you're in a Megami or a Moskva, you know, you've got a 12-second reload, you want to switch between your AP and HE, suddenly your 12 seconds is a 6-second reload. That's a big difference. But is it necessarily something that you would want maybe later down the line? But again, there are, you know, there's other skills in here. Expert marksman. Expert marksman is one that everybody recommends off the bat. It's such a valuable skill. It basically means that your guns turn quicker. So your turrets, instead of taking 20 degrees a second, they can take 22.5 degrees if they're big enough caliber. If they're small guns, there's very, very little reason to put expert marksman on, as you can see. You know, if you're looking at something, say for example, a Fletcher or a Bell or something, a Fletcher or maybe even a Worcester, you know, they already return very, very quickly. Would you need to make them turn even quicker when you could put other skills on with those 2 points? Potentially, but you know, that's later down the line at the more advanced side of things. For now, we're looking at the basics. Support is exactly that. Everything you do to support the team. So, you know, your fighter planes, your catapult fighters, your dogfight skills, your rear gunners, your smoke screens, all that kind of stuff. What can you use to support your team? And then versatility is just jack of all trades kind of skills. So we've got 10 points on Osimu here. Captain Fujita. What are we going to do? Well, I have a few go-tos for my cruisers, depending on nation. For the Japanese, I always run preventative maintenance. Reduces the risk of main turrets, torpedoes, steering, and engine becoming incapacitated. Again, it's an endurance thing. It keeps you in the fight longer, adds extra resilience, if you want to call it, to your turrets and your torpedoes and your steering gear being knocked out. So that's 1 point. What do we go for next? Well, the next one I always consider is Adrenaline Rush. Adrenaline Rush increases the reload speed of the armaments as the ship's HP decreases. Exactly what it says on the tin. So for every 1% of the hit points of your ship you'll lose, you get 0.2% quicker reload. Doesn't sound like much, but if you think that maybe tier 6 you get hit by, say, an Arizona, his Citadel does a couple of Citadels, takes off 80% of your HP. Suddenly your 10-second reload might be 7 seconds, might be 6 seconds. Big changes will happen depending on how much HP you have taken off. And obviously, being able to shoot back quicker makes a world of difference. So we'll take Adrenaline Rush. The next 2 skills I look at depends on the nation. So we either have Superintendent. So Superintendent increases the capacity of your consumables. So instead of having 3 defensive AAs and 4 fighters, I'll have 4 defensive AAs and 5 fighters. Basic fire training. Good for AA, but if you also have something with low caliber guns, so your Flints, Atlantas, those kind of things, 139mm and lower, then you can make them reload 10% quicker, and suddenly you've got quite a vicious little beast on your hand there. But with the Japanese ships, it's a flavour that runs all the way through to the Zao. You want to consider this: Demolition Expert. Increases the chance of setting fire when you hit an enemy ship with main battery shells, secondary battery shells and air bombs. However, this will mean that you become a HE spammer in your Japanese ships. Nothing in your Japanese cruisers on this line. Nothing unknown of. It's a fact and matter with them. You can still use AP perfectly reasonably. However, if it's something more heavily armoured, you can just switch to your HE, aim at the superstructures, etc. Set more fires, do more damage, earn more credits, get more XP. And then, without shadow of a doubt, Concealment Expert. What does that do? That basically makes the ship more stealthy. So, as she currently stands, our concealment is 11.7 on the Oba. That's with a camo, but without the skill. If I add this on, we dropped 10.3 kilometers. Now, when you bear in mind that our guns have a 14.9 kilometer range, suddenly we have gained just over 4 kilometers of stealth firing. So we can get within that bracket and get the first round off. Could make a difference in the engagement you're in. If we look at what happened to our main guns, we now have a 21% chance of setting people on fire, and we're firing with 2 or 3s at this tier. So, got a 21% chance out of the 6 double turrets, the 3 double turrets that we have, so the 6 shells that we fire. We have a 21% chance out of those 6 shells to get a fire. Not bad, we'll take those odds. So, there we go. And of course, because we've got 31,900 hit points, as those hit points reduce by 1%, so every 319 HP that the ship goes down, our reload gets quicker. So at the minute, our reload is 11 seconds. If we were to lose just 10% of our HP, just 10%, so 3,190 HP, which could be a couple of through and throughs, we take 1.1 seconds off our reload. We're suddenly sub 10 second reload. We lose another 10% during the engagement. We're now down to a sub 8 second reload. It starts to add up. Your DPM starts to go up. Your ability to lay out firepower increases and improves all the time. There's no negative to that. So that is my suggestion for our Japanese cruisers once you get to this position. Yes, you can put these skills on as you go up and as you grind out. As you can see, required for a skill point has got 69,000. There is a really nice chart on the World of Warships Wikipedia that has basically what each point is worth in XP. And it'll give you an idea of how close you're getting to getting it. Obviously, if you're lucky and you've got some 10-point commanders that you got from the Christmas boxes and things like that, again, these are still valid. If you're watching this and you're wondering what Christmas boxes and things are, there's another video on the YouTube channel. Go and watch it. But that gives you an idea on the Japanese. If you're on the other nations, again, depends on the nation. Either of these two is a good option. This, I would say, is a must. That's my opinion. Others may say different. That's my opinion. But that gives you an idea of what to do for your carriers. Tomorrow we'll have a look at the battleships. That'll give you an idea there. And then the day after we'll have a look at the destroyers. So anyway, hope that's helped. Good luck, have fun. And if you can't have fun, take a break and come back and see us later. Anyway guys, see you later.